Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. I do believe this is episode 11 of my playthrough as the nation of Austria in the Great War mod of Hearts of Iron 4. And I've made a decision, and that is that I don't think it's practical to continue to try to break through in this narrow little area right here against French-held southeastern Europe. I just don't have the manpower as long as my manpower is at 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the line here. I'll put a defensive army in place, but I'm going to shift most of my available units over here to help Germany break through on the Western Front. Maybe if we take the pressure and put it on France over here, it'll cause them to have to rethink standing so strong right here. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but that's what I've decided I'm going to do, and then I'm going to continue to hope that this world tension hits the magic number of 40%, which will allow me to change my conscription laws and get a whole bunch more manpower to hopefully get all of my units back to 100% and maybe start turning the tide in this thing. For now, it's just kind of a stalemate, and nothing is really changing. So what I'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and pull as much of this force out as I can, as well as I don't think I need 77 divisions here because the Brits have invaded in northern Germany, and I think that reduces the risk of an invasion coming from the Adriatic, at least a very large one. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to create a third army, and we're going to go with Western Front. And we'll go ahead and put this very skilled Field Marshal, von Hertzendorf, in charge of that army. And then I'm going to start assigning whoever I can to that army. It's going to start with all these units I just got into the field. I went in and just basically deployed all of the units that were being produced that were able to be deployed. So I'm going to leave 28 divisions to guard the coast. I don't know if that's enough or not, but we're going to give it a try, and we're going to see what happens. So, and then I'm going to pull whatever I can off of here. I know some of them are engaged, so it's not necessarily going to be possible right away to get all of them off of there, but I'll keep 60 divisions. I'm going to send all of the rest of them. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and, with this army, just whenever possible, we're going to end this attack and turn this into a defensive stand right there. The rest of these guys, you are all going to the border with France. And we'll see if that's enough to turn the tide here. I don't know. But here we come. A bunch of new units coming this way. It looks like Germany's doing fairly well already, so I think maybe getting all of my guys over there will be enough to kind of break this stalemate finally, get past that line, and maybe actually start to make something happen. I still have some unassigned divisions here. I'll go ahead and put a couple of them in the coastal defense. Who's still unassigned? Let's see. Oh, it must be all of them. So you'll also notice I actually lowered the resolution on the game. I'm just trying to get it to sim a little bit faster. It's going to be slow no matter what, but it'll go a little bit faster with the textures all kind of turned down as much as possible. So I apologize. It's not quite as pretty to look at, but hopefully it should be a little more exciting because things move along just a little bit quicker. So it's telling me I have unassigned divisions, but I'm not assigning them. So I'm not quite sure what's happening here with that. It looks like everybody's assigned at this point. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's start getting these units into place. It's going to take a little while to shift 106 divisions from the east to the west. And then I'm going to have to start sending some air power over that way as well. Hopefully Germany's got some airfields available for me to do that. I am in the process of building fortifications along the Balkan border, so that'll help hold the line there with a smaller force. Now, obviously, some of my divisions are still engaged over here, so they haven't been able to quite break free yet. But the rest of them are coming. I don't know why these guys are going that way. No, 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 no. You're going over here. This way. Thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and try to reissue this order and see if maybe there's just a problem with them understanding it. There we go. Okay. And then we'll just tell them, hey, offensive line, just to get something going here. All right. Looks like Germany may break through right here. That would be fantastic. Just that little bit, starting to get my units headed over there, seems to be making a difference. So let's unpause and watch. Hopefully this turns the tide in my favor. I mean, it's 57 divisions against 3. Still simming pretty slow. But this is a game that really taxes your resources if you don't have a really high-end computer, which I don't. I mean, this is what World War I was like. It was, after those first couple of months, it was basically hundreds, if not thousands of miles of fronts with very little movement happening. You know, we're talking yards or hundreds of yards, not miles, and certainly not tens or hundreds of miles in changes along the front. Just massive, massive casualties. Come on. Let's break through. He's only got one division there now. This should just about do it here. Come on. I just want to see some movement on the Western Front. Anything. Yes. At last. A breakthrough. All right. Let's go ahead and get our guys involved in this. Let's see some more. Still a long way away from getting my troops up to the front completely. But they're starting to arrive, and they're hopefully going to start turning the tide here. We got another place where we're going to break through here. And those are my 22 divisions going up against France. All right. In the meantime, let's kind of go ahead and back up a little bit here. Make sure that all is well in the east. I don't want any surprises over here. Seems like it is. Obviously, I would very much like this to be disengaged and be done with, but we're not quite there yet. All right. Hopefully Germany's about to drive the Brits out of the area around Hamburg up there where they've invaded. All right. So there is looks like a naval invasion happening here, or just maybe a couple of naval battles. Yep. Not too worried about naval combat. I don't expect to be able to stand toe-to-toe with the Entente's Navy right now. So Germany not doing so good up here on the Belgian front, but things are looking very promising against the French. Just kind of check on the casualties. Casualties for me still just under 500,000. I'm hoping to start see the UK and France numbers rise. I don't know what's going to happen with Japan. I don't know where all their forces are. I know they had some over there when I was fighting in the east. So it's going to be slow. I mean, things are going to happen, but they're going to happen slowly, at least at first. Maybe once I get past his fortifications, if we can start breaking through a little stronger there, maybe it makes a difference. But for now, that's kind of where we're at, especially until we get some manpower. Manpower is always going to be my issue until things change with my conscription laws. So for now, we're just going to kind of focus on this area right here and watch for things to happen. If you ever want to get a sense of the scale of the slaughter of World War I, go to YouTube and just, well, you're already on YouTube if you're watching this, but search out some videos to let you see some of the military cemeteries. There's this massive, my old age here, I'm almost 40, I'm drawing a blank on the name that they give to what are basically places where the bones are kept. But I'll think of it here in just a second. There's this incredible, it's an ossuary, that's what it's called. An ossuary is like basically like a bone box, or a place where bones are kept. And forgive me if I don't pronounce this correctly, but it's Douaumont. It's Douaumont, ossuary, and it's a place where they have the bones of a lot of the soldiers who were killed in the Battle of Verdun, which is one of the bloodiest battles in the history of the world. And it's just incredible, and it really gives you a sense of what World War I was like, and just the amount of death that was happening, and the grand scale of it. From February 1916 to December 1916, so right in the middle of where we are right now, there were about 230,000 men who died in what was known as the Battle of Verdun. And that tells you, when you think of battles, you typically think of a couple of days at most. But when you have basically trench warfare and this massive stalemate for months on end, you have hundreds of thousands of deaths in one place, like at Verdun. And there were 700,000 casualties. 230,000 of those men died in an area that covered less than 8 square miles. I mean, you can't even wrap your mind around that. That many casualties in an area of less than 8 square miles. So there are 130,000 soldiers' remains in these bone boxes, basically, and you can actually see the bones. It's just amazing. I'll post a link down below to a video to let you see what that's like when I'm done here. For me, it's one of those eye-opening moments for me that really put World War I into perspective, to see that. Alright, so let's see. Possibly breakthroughs here happening. Just kind of waiting it out. About 33 days until I get my next technological breakthrough. About to fortify the Balkan border. And hopefully we can disengage in this battle, because this is going nowhere. There's just not a lot to be gained by continuing this fight, so I'm hoping that we can just put a stop to it. I probably should get some air power shifted over to the Western Front if I can. Got some close air support here. I don't know if Germany's going to have anywhere that I can rebase, but we'll see. Yeah, not a lot of success up here against the Belgians. Of course, they've got a lot of units there. They're still trying to deal with Germany up here in Hamburg as well. It looks like most of my units have made the shift over now. What is this force? Oh, those are submarines there. Yeah, we're just going to keep them right where they are for now. Maybe a breakthrough happening here. I've still got some of those Ottoman units, so that's kind of nice that I was able to keep them even after the Ottoman Empire was basically knocked out of the war. Alright, 5 days. We may get a breakthrough there. Unless he shifts some more units in there. There's just that one French division that's standing in my way. So there's a naval invasion happening here. Let's take a look. And it looks like we already threw it off, so that's good. Alright, back to the front against France. Come on, let's break through. They got one division there. One division holding us back. And now he's going to shift another one in there. Come on. Now we're loading up. We got 34 divisions there now. Let's push through. Let's push through. It'd be great if we could encircle some of these French divisions and destroy them. There we go. There's another breakthrough. As you can see right here, this is where I would love to see maybe an encirclement happen. I did that to the Russians a few times. But it's progress. We're starting to make our way into eastern France. So far, shifting those divisions of mine in that direction seems to be paying off. We'll see long term if that's the case. Take a look at the casualties here. I'm only up to 491,000, so I'm not losing a lot. I'm really curious to see what happens with the French casualties. They're almost 291 right now. I'm also curious to see if maybe we can take out some of their divisions. They probably have fewer divisions than I do. They certainly have fewer divisions than the Germans do. There's the fortified Balkan border. In hindsight, because it didn't really change anything, I really wish I hadn't gone the route of democracy, because it's really hindered my ability to do some things. And there are a lot more things that I could have done over here with military youth, for example, where I could have increased my recruitable population. And none of those things are available to me now because I went the route of democracy. And going the route of democracy didn't change anything, because I still ended up at war anyhow. Nor did going after Italian loyalty, because the Italians never entered the war. So really, my options are limited in terms of what will help me right now. I feel like the only thing I really can do is to invest in technologies that are going to help me to exploit the minimal resources that I have available to me. So we'll go with the doctrine effort for now. I just got to keep pressing forward on my land doctrine, with the hope that I'll eventually be able to open some of those other trees. So breakthrough is going to help me here. I'm going to get a 10% breakthrough bonus, soft attack and hard attack breakthrough bonuses all. So I'm hoping those things will help. Let's take a look at the naval invasion. Okay, nothing again. So as quickly as the naval invasion starts, it ends. So that's good. Still having success here in the west. We'll see if that keeps happening here. I definitely have big advantages in terms of the number of divisions. I just wish those divisions were maxed out on manpower. It looks like I can get 3 more infantry divisions into the field right now if I want to. Just looking at how short I am. I'm about 40,000 short on manpower. A little short on motorized infantry equipment. So I might need to make some changes in terms of my production just to catch up. Although I'm producing a lot of motorized, so I don't know. For now, it's all about the manpower holding everything up. Alright, another couple weeks we may see a breakthrough here. I just really wish Germany could do something about Luxembourg and the Belgians. Yeah, it won't even let me move those forces in for him. Are we not at war with Luxembourg? Is that the problem? Well, I guess I am. Huh. Alright, well, if those units are up there doing no good against Luxembourg, yeah, I guess they just can't move, period. There we go, starting to shift things a little bit there. I don't see a naval invasion happening at the moment. This battle continues to go on. Germany's just got some random units floating around here. It'd be nice to see them. Oh, it's the Japanese, along with the UK, that are holding. Just got that little toehold there in northern Germany. Just enough to kind of be in our backyard and keep us distracted. So nothing really happening at the moment, but slow progress continues to be made on the Western Front. We'll go ahead and play this maybe through to the end of August. Hopefully by then we'll have broken through in another place. Starting to see some green up there around Belgium, if only for a moment. Let's go ahead and see if we can... I'm going to go ahead and get these 3 infantry divisions into the field. They're certainly far from ready, but anything that helps me along the way. And let's bring them down here. And we'll assign them to that front. And maybe they can be that extra little push we need to make things happen there. Let's look around the rest of the world. I don't think there's much happening. Obviously the map's not nearly as pretty with all my graphic settings turned down. Soviet Union's fighting against this great Mongolian state here. I imagine that'll get resolved before long. Man, still, now it's saying 43 days, 37 days. It changes a lot here and there. Alright, we're in mid-August. Slow progress being made. Not nearly fast enough for my liking, but that's World War I. I would just love to see Luxembourg knocked out of this. There's 111 divisions attacking Luxembourg right now. 50 divisions holding it. French, Luxembourg, Belgium, British Raj, which is India. Up here we've got 9 divisions against 7 for France. Man, if they just had a few more, that might make the difference there. Maybe I should shift those divisions, the new ones I just got, shift them up here. Because that might be enough to turn the tide there. Maybe they just need to encircle Luxembourg. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get there, but they're slowly moving into place. It's going to take them quite a while to make that trek. Looks like about 7 days. 8 days maybe. Some of these other areas not going so well. Come on, I would love to see one breakthrough against the Belgians. Alright, I really probably just don't need to keep checking these naval invasions because they are over so fast. Great Mongolian state has capitulated. That's great news. Great news for the Soviets. The Soviets aren't my allies, so I don't care much one way or the other. I really wish that the Germans would not hold what looks to be about 100 divisions on the border with the Soviets. It's really not necessary. We're not at war with them. We have military access through there. I don't know, it just doesn't seem necessary. Wonder if... Now, staging a coup is not necessary. Yeah, I can't stage a coup against other democratic nations. That doesn't really help me a whole lot. Yeah, just one more reason why I wish I was not democratic. Okay, so we're up to 97% here. See how close my units are. Getting there, getting there. How long? 6 more days, and they'll arrive on the field here in battle, hopefully. I really hope that's enough to turn the tide, because right now it's just kind of hanging right around 10, 11 days saying it'll take to win. Dangerous naval invasion. Yeah, not really. Again, nothing happening. By the time I get there, it's all done. Oh, here we go. So there is a dangerous naval invasion happening. But again, I'm winning so far. I'm going to shift a few units over. There we go. Just get a few more units just because that's making me a little bit nervous. All right. I really want to focus on decisions that are going to help me on the battlefield right now. Just anything I can do that's going to give me an edge. Now that one's ahead of time, so there's a big penalty, but eventually it's going to be nice to have those upgraded artillery units. All right. How close are my new units from entering the field? They're getting there. It's sad this is where I am, that I'm just anticipating 3 new divisions getting in there. Because, look, he just added some more divisions. So my guys are going to arrive just in time to basically have nothing change because he just added more divisions. So the 3 divisions that I'm throwing in there that I thought would turn the tide are just going to be added to the stalemate. So that sucks. But we'll see what happens. Maybe once that changes to 16 on the attack, maybe it'll help. I don't know. Yeah, not really. Okay. In the meantime, what's happening with trade here? Something's happening. We need 1 more steel. Okay. Maybe if I wasn't exporting 251 steel, I wouldn't need to trade for it. Now this one's starting to not look so good either. Oh my goodness. This is why I hate World War I. Just, if you're expecting quick things to happen, forget it. They don't. Alright, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right there. Slight movement on the Western Front, but very little else has changed. That's World War I for you. I'll have to get some things done here in the meantime. I've got some civilian factories I've got to put into place, doing things, etc. A lot to do, but as always, I welcome your input, and I thank you so much for watching. If you would hit that thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll try to be back again tomorrow with another episode. Thanks.